And welcome everyone to another video on this channel. Today I'm gonna show you some of the best players under 5% ownership, so if you want to see some interesting differentials, make sure you stay here. Okay, so as you can see from the screen, the first player on my list is Riyad Mahrez from Manchester City. Now here we can put also Raheem Sterling. His ownership is also really low, he's under 5% ownership. Mahrez, as you can see, just 2.4% ownership, so as you can see his price is 8.6 million. What I really like about Mahrez, I prefer him over Sterling just because he's a little bit more cheaper than Sterling, and also when he's playing his own penalties, so that's a big advantage from Riyad Mahrez. As you can see, his stats are pretty decent. We need to take into consideration also that he was to African Cup of Nations. He also didn't play all the games for Man City, 90 minutes obviously, but still he got 6 goals, 5 assists, so that's better even than Kevin De Bruyne stats. But still, with any Man City player, you don't know 100% when they are gonna play, so that's the big problem with Man City players. As you can see, he's creating chances, he got some chances. Also his XG plus 68 per 90 is pretty decent honestly for a player of his price, 0.53, considering that he didn't play all the games. And the fixtures, as you can see, for Man City are pretty decent. Brentford and Norwich in the next two are really amazing. Tottenham maybe is gonna be a little bit tough, but Everton, United, Crystal Palace, I can see some goals for Man City in those games. Also, you know that City are one of the best attacks in the Premier League, so we know what they can do. Now the thing is, if I want a long-term option for Man City midfield, probably I would still prefer having Phil Foden over Riyad Mahrez. The thing is, he's a little bit more cheaper than Mahrez, but honestly the prices are not that different. But I just think that Phil Foden over a long period of time is gonna play more minutes than Riyad Mahrez, so that's the thing. But if you want a short-term option, maybe I would go for Riyad Mahrez. So the thing is, let's say Mohamed Salah is not gonna be back from African Cup of Nations for Game Week 24, so maybe you have a free spot in your team for some reason. Maybe you don't want to go for someone like Kevin De Bruyne, maybe you don't want to go for Bruno Fernandes. So if that's the case for the next two fixtures, I really think that Mahrez could be a really nice option against Brentford and Norwich. The next player on my list is Adam Webster. So he's a defender from Brighton. As I said before for Cucurella in my other videos, I'm definitely not saying that you should buy 100% any Brighton defender for this gaming, because as you can see they are gonna blank in Game Week 24, but after that they're gonna have a double gaming. So I think that Brighton defenders are gonna be really good options in the future. Also, I know that these double gamings, the fixtures are away, both of them, but I really think that's a good double gaming for Brighton. The fixtures are decent long term, and also they have some games to be rearranged in the future, so I don't see how you can go wrong buying a Brighton defender. Honestly, they are one of the best defenses in the Premier League, we know that. So he's 4.4, he's really cheap, his ownership is just 0.2%. The thing is, if you want to go safe, if you have enough money, you go for Cucurella, because he's also a differential at the moment, but I think that's gonna change when we approach Game Week 25 deadline. But maybe for some reason you don't have enough money to go for Cucurella, maybe you want to save some cash to upgrade elsewhere, maybe you want to buy a midfielder, maybe you want to buy a forward. So if that's the case, I think that Adam Webster could be a really nice option. Obviously you can go also for Veltman, because we know that Dan Burn just left Brighton, so maybe Veltman is gonna play also more games. He's cheaper than Adam Webster, but I just think that both of them are pretty good options. Maybe he's not the most attacking defender, Adam Webster, but he's a really tall guy, and I think that he has some goal threat from Cornet, so that's a really nice option. As you can see, I really think that he could be a good option if you don't have enough money to go for Cucurella, so that's why he's on this list. Next up we have a midfielder from Manchester United. As you can see, Anthony Elanga. So before talking a little bit about him, I'm gonna be honest, you need to be a really brave person to have someone like Elanga in your FPL team, but if that's gonna work for you, I think that he's gonna be a bargain at that price, honestly. And one reason I really like about him is obviously his price. He's really cheap, just 4.8 million for a midfielder playing for Man United, but we need to see how his minutes are gonna be in the future, how many times he's gonna start in the future. Obviously his ownership is really low, just 0.2%, but that's no surprise. And also he scored just 1 goal this season, but the stats are not really relevant because he played just 6 games this season for Man United and he didn't even start all of those games. So if I was to be honest, obviously I think that when he played for Man United he looked great, and he's a really young player, so I'm not expecting him to start obviously 90 minutes every gaming, and we need to see what's gonna happen in the future. But I really like how he played for Man United in those games. And another reason are the features, obviously Burnley, Southampton, Brighton, Leeds, Watford. Now the thing is, obviously if you want to go safe for Man United for the double game, you go for someone like David De Gea, you go for Bruno Fernandes or Cristiano Ronaldo in attack. I wouldn't go for any midfielder from Man United other than Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, Rashford, Sancho, Elanga, their minutes are gonna be limited, but the thing is, he's really cheap, and if you, I don't know, if you want to free up some cash to upgrade elsewhere, maybe 4.8 millions, he could be a really nice bargain. You can play him in the double game week, and then he can sit on your bench. But another problem is we have so many good midfielders at the moment. When Salah is gonna be back, we have Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, we have Rafinha, we have Gallagher, we have Bowen, we have Jota. So we have so many midfielders at the moment. So it's gonna be really hard for you to integrate someone like Elanga in your team. But the thing is, yeah, he's gonna have some competition on his foot with Rashford and Jadon Sancho, but the thing is, it depends how many they're gonna play. If they're gonna play 4-3-3, then he's gonna compete against Rashford and Sancho, and let's see if they're gonna play with two up front, maybe with Cavani or Ronaldo. But we all know what happened with Greenwood, so he's gonna have less competition at the moment. And I think that if you really want to go different, if you want to save up some cash, it could be a really nice differential. The next player on my list is Maxwel Cornet from Burnley. So he's back from African Cup of Nations. As you can see, his price is really nice from my point of view for what he can do on the pitch. 5.9 million is a really good price, and also his ownership is just 0.5%, but obviously that's for good reason. So I know what you're thinking at the moment. The fixtures are horrible for Burnley short term, I'm not gonna lie about that. From an attacking perspective, Liverpool, Brighton, Chelsea, even Crystal Palace and Man United could be tough fixtures for Burnley, and we know that they are not the best attacking side in the Premier League, right? But the thing is, Wood right now is at Newcastle, so we know that Maxwel Cornet is on free kicks for Burnley, and also he could even be on penalties. So we don't know that yet, but there is a possibility. So 100% I'm not saying that you should buy someone like Cornet or even a Burnley player right now, because the fixtures are really bad. But the thing is, I think that in the future he could be a really nice option, and obviously one reason is they have so many games to be rearranged, right? So Burnley missed 4 games, I think. We don't know exactly when these games are going to be rearranged, but if they're going to be announced some double game weeks, I don't know, maybe in game week 26 or 27 or 28, that could completely change the situation. So I really like Cornet as a player. He scored 6 goals this season, he got 0 assists, he didn't play all the games obviously for Burnley, but he's a pretty decent player, and I think that he could be a nice option in the future. Next up we have Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton. So he's a differential. It's really funny to talk about Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a differential considering how good he was last season, but obviously he almost missed all the games this season, so for good reason his ownership is just 4.8%, so his price is really okay. 8.7 millions is not too expensive because we all know what he can do on the pitch. So the thing is, Everton have a new manager at the moment in Frank Lampard, so I'm expecting Everton to play a little bit better, and honestly I just can't see Everton playing worse with Frank Lampard on the side. So what I'm expecting from Everton is to play more offensively, to upgrade also a little bit in defense. But the thing is, if you really want to go for an Everton player, I know that they just signed Dele Alli and Van de Beek from Manchester United, so the thing is, I still would go just for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think that he's the best option from Everton if you really want to buy a player from Everton. And also, he scored 3 goals this season. The stats are not really relevant because he almost missed all the game this season. So when he came back, he wasn't amazing. He missed a penalty also, so maybe he was a little bit unlucky with his returns in FPL. But the next 3 fixtures are great: Newcastle, Leeds, Southampton, and after that another 3 fixtures who are really bad: Man City, Spurs and Wolverhampton. From an attacking perspective, those 3 fixtures are horrible. So if you really want to go for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think that this is the perfect time to do it, because from gaming 27 the fixtures are really bad, and I wouldn't want to have him in my team against City, Spurs and Wolverhampton. So the thing is, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, with Van de Beek from Manchester United and Dele Alli from Spurs, I think that Everton are gonna look better, and I'm expecting Dominic Calvert-Lewin to get more chances in the box. So as you can see, he's not creating chances, just 5 chances created, but what I really like about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's staying in the box, and that's what we want from a striker in FPL, to get those goal attempts in the box. So that's a really good thing about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He could be also on penalties. We don't know if El Ghazi is gonna play or if El Ghazi is gonna get penalties from Everton, but from what I know, DCL is still on penalties, so at that price I think that he's gonna be a great option, and also he's a nice differential. The last player on my list is another player from Burnley, so I don't know how to pronounce his name, so Wout Weghorst. I don't know if I missed that, but honestly, yeah, he's a differential. His ownership is just 0.1%, but obviously that's for good reason. He just signed for Burnley from Wolfsburg, so his price is okay, 6.5 millions. If you want me to talk a little bit more about the signings from this January window. Obviously I can do that, but the thing is I don't think that so many transfers are gonna be good FPL options. Someone like Luis Diaz, I don't know, Kulusevski, Dele Alli, Donny van de Beek. I think that Weghorst could be a good option from those transfers because he's gonna play. He was a pretty decent player. Honestly, I have to say that I didn't watch him very closely playing from Wolfsburg, but I just, as you can see, these statistics from him, these are the goals he scored in the last 5 years. So as you can see, he scored 18, 17, 16, 20, and this season just 6 goals. Wolfsburg, I just saw that they are really bad this season. So the thing is, he's a goal machine, right? I mean, he's not, maybe, we need to see how he's gonna adapt to the Premier League, obviously, like the other transfers, but the thing is, he's scoring goals, and I think that he could be a really nice option at that price, 6.5 millions. I'm expecting him to play 90 minutes every game week. We don't know, maybe he could be even be on penalties for Burnley, so I think that he's gonna be a great option. Obviously, as I said before, the fixtures are horrible for Burnley, so we can wait and see how he's gonna integrate into that Burnley side and how he's gonna adapt to Premier League life, and after that maybe at some point he's gonna be a really good option in FPL. And yeah, he's still a good differential if you wanna go early. I don't know, maybe we don't have so many strikers at the moment. Obviously we have Cristiano Ronaldo and Harry Kane if you want some premium strikers, but otherwise we have Watkins, DCL and Antonio. Honestly, these three are the best mid-price strikers, let's say. Or if you want to go all the way down, you can go for someone like Broya, but the features are not great also for Southampton. So if you want to save some cash, or you don't want to go for Watkins, you don't want to go for Antonio or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think that Weghorst could be a really nice option in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or subscribe to this channel if you're new around here. It would be really helpful for me and I really appreciate it. And also, please let me know about your opinions in the comments down below. See you next time.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.